Hey guys, this is MRSSSTIX coming to you with a look at V Rising, an open-world vampire-themed top-down isometric perspective multiplayer survival game that recently went into early access on May 17th. The game is currently on sale via Steam for only $19.99, and okay. You know what? Firstly, before we sink our teeth into this game, I'd like to thank Stunlock Studios for sponsoring this video. They've been kind enough to provide us a multitude of different keys to give away to our viewers over the last week. But for those of you not lucky enough to receive one, I do have a link in the description and the pinned comment below where you can make your own way over and buy it via Steam. Now, a lot of you have been requesting that we take a look at this game, so the devs reaching out to us kind of works out perfectly. When you're first introduced to the world, you're given a brief history about how vampires, aka us, ruled the night until humans rose up against us and basically put us in timeout for a few centuries until we rose up again after a nap to begin our quest to become rulers once more. And no, we're not the Twilight vampires where you sparkle in the daylight or the kind that go blah blah blah. I'm talking about the cool vampires that burn in the sun, drink blood, kill and seduce humans into being servants. As I noted, this is a survival game, meaning it's all about progressing. If you've ever played a survival game, then you're probably well aware of how things go. You wake up in a cave with nothing but your teeth, razor-sharp nails that have been growing for years, and a really stiff neck, where you attempt to fight your way out of the tutorial cemetery before hitting the open world. However, before you can even start your adventure, you're going to need to pick which server type to join. This is where things become difficult. Do you play with other people, or are you an antisocial creature? Because you have options. You can play on your own server and invite up to 10 friends to join you on your bloodthirsty quest. Just make sure to pick the most competent friends, or just go it completely solo. Alternatively, you can join a dedicated PvE server with 40 slots, where you can choose to solo the world or group up with 3 others and tackle the world with zero danger from other vampires. Heck, if you're feeling really feisty, you can join a dedicated PvP server where you and up to 3 other friends, recommended but not required, can form a blood bond and battle it out against other vampires. In this mode, you can raid castles and kill other players. There are also duo PvP servers if you prefer a more intimate setting with your other vampire. And finally, the hardest difficulty is full loot PvP servers where if you die, you immediately throw your computer out the window and your mother comes into your room asking, "What the heck are you doing?" You proceed to tell her you lost all the items you've been working towards, and she tells you it's just a game and grow up. At this moment, you realize, no. It most definitely isn't a game. Any real gamer understands this pain. You are capable of raiding and destroying enemy castles at certain times on the servers, and just a small heads up, I do not recommend venturing into this alone as it's the toughest difficulty you will face. Also, be aware of rats that may enter into your castle as well. They may be enemies in disguise looking to surprise you at a moment's notice. I'm not saying this happened to me, but yeah, this happened to me. Once you've selected how you'd like to live out your vampire life, you can create your vampire. Your choices are Johnny Bravo build or hourglass shape. You'll have a certain amount of face and skin choices, hair and hair colors, and of course, most importantly, accessories. No vampire is complete without accessories. A true vampire wouldn't be caught dead not looking their absolute best. Beyond that, you'll start the brief tutorial on how to vampire since you've obviously forgotten in the years you've been in the coffin. You'll begin by crafting, prompted by the quest at the top left of your screen. The crafting aspect of the game is extremely important as you'll find yourself building a castle. You'll need somewhere to hide from the sun lest you burst into flames. It starts off as a wooden fortress that will evolve as you move forward into a beautiful stone castle with detailed coffins, floating candles, regal thrones, and crafting machines that will help you further your weapons and gear. It is important to note that when building your castle, you will need to be aware of your flooring and walls as this can affect how your production machines will be optimized. There are currently 8 weapon types in the game that unlock as you progress from what I'll title the Bone Age into the further metal types. The weapons consist of sword, spear, axes, mace, crossbow, reapers, and slashers. The two most latter do not unlock until you begin mining iron. At its most basic bone form, the weapons will have access to basic attacks. But as you begin to unlock copper, the weapons will gain a extra skill, such as the sword, which will grant you the ability to do a whirlwind AoE. Upon reaching iron weapons, you'll have yet another skill placed upon your weapons to give you a variety of skills such as AoEs, stealth abilities, and slows. Weapons are not the only means of doing damage though. If the aspect of wielding a sharp pointy tool doesn't interest you, there are also abilities you'll obtain by hunting down bosses in the open world with either friends or solo. The abilities that you will take from these bosses can be either transformation skill, crafting recipes, or spell powers to help you deal more damage. I won't run too much for you guys in this area as I think it's fun to find out what will unlock in the future on your own. Just know the further you advance within the game, the more awesome you'll become. However, as you continue playing, the world becomes fraught with higher difficulty mobs in the open world. Bosses will also scale in difficulty with the amount of players. So this will make for a fun time for everyone that wants to be involved. Although, if you like something to do in your downtime when you're not fighting otherworldly creatures or vampire hunters, there are more pleasing ways to spend your time. Some of the options you can do are farming resources, building, crafting simple potions, fishing, or beguiling a servant to do your bidding. Yes, you heard me correctly, you can use your vampire charms to capture the hearts of humans to do your bidding. From the castle throne, you can send your little minion out to do things such as harvesting materials, farming resources, or hunting. And don't forget to gear them before sending them out, as they are just squishy humans after all. No servant is the same either. Within the game, there are different blood types that will supply you, the vampire, with different benefits, and the higher the quality of that blood, the better your bonuses will be. The same fairly much goes for choosing a servant as well. The higher their blood type, the better their expertise within their field they will be, and thus reap better perks. If you should find better humans out in the world and you're tired of your low-B servant with their unworthy blood, you can simply dispose of them. Work isn't the only use for your charmed humans though. Should you find high blood types that you desire for yourself, you can imprison them and feed upon them when you fancy their blood type, as you will slowly deplete naturally of blood and will also need it for healing yourself. Having prisoners will require you to tend to your human and feed them and keep them happy so they don't perish due to your draining personality. Overall, there is so much to do and see within this game. The map is vast with beautiful landscapes and different biomes. Luckily, the game offers you horses, teleport points, hidden fast paths, and transformations to traverse the world. Given how much fun I've had wandering around the world trying to thrive to the best of my vampire abilities, I'd say this has been a solid entry into the survival game genre, and I'm honestly looking forward to seeing what they add in the future. For me, it was love at first bite, and my friends and I are having a blast. Again, if this game looks as interesting to you as it has been for me, I have a link directly in the description and pinned comments below. Anyway, this was MRSSSTIX, logging off for now. Bye!
I was told it was urgent. Come see me.